Hey YouTube, this is Lucy from KBeautyHobbit.com. Today I wanted to show you some of my recent empties. These are in no particular order, so let's just get started. Number one is Missha Perfect Lip and Eye Remover. This is the waterproof version. I bought this out of necessity because I accidentally purchased waterproof mascara that would not budge with anything. And then I ended up receiving a couple waterproof mascaras as PR. So I was really happy to have this. It's a really wonderful, very cost-effective remover that's gentle. It basically took off everything very easily with no tugging and no pulling. There is a bit of a smell to it. I found it pleasant. If you hate fragrance, perhaps this isn't for you. I'm currently using the regular version of this, non-waterproof, and it's blue. And it's actually taking off a waterproof remover or waterproof makeup just fine as well. But I found this one, I liked the scent a little bit better, and it seemed to actually remove things just a little bit easier than the blue version. So if I were to repurchase one, this would be the one that I would repurchase. Next one is this Vitamin C Brightening Serum by Skin&Lab. If you've read anything on my blog or watched some of my other videos, you know that I struggle with vitamin C serums. I find them hard to store, they oxidize quickly, and some of them I was allergic to, and then others just went bad so quickly I didn't even get a chance to see results. This one uses a different form of vitamin C. It's more stable and also more gentle. This also had hyaluronic acid in it for some hydration. I actually had a great experience with this. I used it every day in the morning for about 6 weeks until it ran out. My only gripe is you can't tell, because obviously this is not a see-through bottle. You can't tell how close you are to running out. So one morning I just had a very rude awakening that it was out, and I was sad. I enjoyed this. Perhaps this is not the most fast-acting vitamin C serum out there, but it worked well for me, and most importantly, it was easy enough to use that I actually used it. I stored it in my bathroom and it didn't oxidize. It did help lighten my pigmentation, my freckles, and I have a very stubborn spot. I don't know if you can see it on video. I think a little bit right here. It's like a post-inflammatory hyperpigmentation. Maybe it was a zit there years ago, but I've been battling with that spot forever, and it did get better with this. It's not completely gone, and that's okay. Those things can take years to resolve, but overall, I was very pleased with this. I will put links to full reviews if I have them, as well as where to buy these things and some discount codes and such in the description box, so check that out. Next is the most misnamed, I think, product ever, is this Atopalm Maternity Care Massage Oil. I'm not pregnant. I've just had this for a while. I acquired this after I was already done being pregnant. But when I read something that says massage oil, I think of something to give somebody or yourself a massage. This isn't that. It reminds me of the old school Procter & Gamble baby oil that you put on wet skin after a bath to lock in hydration. This is just like that. You apply it to moist skin that's clean and just leave it on, and it's supposed to lock in all of that water. The interesting thing about this is it's advertised as something to prevent stretch marks, which I'm highly skeptical that anything topical could really do that, but it's definitely advertised and targeted for pregnant women. And you can see a little pregnant lady right here on the label. Well, it is heavily scented with essential oils, like heavily, and it's a really strange scent. Eventually, it either kind of dissipated a bit, like the whole product started smelling less potent to me, or maybe I just got used to it. But when I was pregnant, I was super sensitive to smells, and this is not something I would have liked at all. So as far as being a body moisturizer type product, it was fine, but being marketed to pregnant people, I found that a little bit odd. Next is Cosrx Propolis Light Ampoule. It is meant for sensitive skin and skin that is prone to breaking out. This was fine. It's not my favorite Propolis ampoule. My favorite is by Wishtrend Polyphenols and Propolis, but this wasn't bad. I'm not mad at it. It didn't immediately wow me, and I don't think I would purchase it again. This was sent to me as PR, but I don't think I would purchase it. If I were to purchase one, I would go with by Wishtrend, but it's not bad, and definitely some of the people in my Facebook group enjoy it and repurchased it. It does work. It is soothing. It does seem to calm my irritation down. It just didn't wow me, but I can't quite put my finger onto why. So it's a fine product, especially if you can get it on sale or at a discount. I have some makeup empties. One is the Nicopy Perfect Edge Eyeliner. This is really, really good. It does not imprint on my top lid. I have hooded eyes, so it's a huge deal for me to not have my eyeliner imprinting. It's a brush style applicator, and this one is black. And there's something, I can't remember what they call it, but something like film maybe. Basically, it's supposed to be really easy to wash off with just water, and I would say that's the case. I had 2 of these. The first one I completely finished. This one I think I may have owned just a bit too long because I went to use it recently and it seems to have dried out. I don't know actually if it just was out or dried out. I feel like I haven't used it enough to really finish it, but we'll call it an empty. I've definitely emptied one of these before, and these are really good eyeliners. I really enjoy them. Next makeup empty is a Missha Trouble Cut Near Skin Concealer. Has kind of a funny packaging, looks like a little syringe. You twist the bottom and then squeeze it and it comes out of this applicator. Mine is a mess, I'm sorry, but it's out, so whatever, I'm not gonna clean it. It has Centella Asiatica in it and other ingredients that are supposed to actually help heal your breakout. So if you are covering up a zit, this is supposed to do something beneficial to it, help it heal a little bit quicker and not just work as makeup. This was fine for me. My only gripe with it is it only comes in 1 shade. And for me, I would say it was just a tad bit dark. Indoors in my bathroom when I was doing makeup with this, it seemed okay. But then I actually had a friend a couple times ask me if what's on your face? Is it a bruise? Because I think it just looked a little bit dark on me. It might work better for somebody not as pale. And in general, I really, really wish that concealers, especially Korean concealers, came in more colors. Next is one of my favorite products ever, and it's Missha Browcara. I can't remember what my color is. 01, something like that. I'm sorry, I will put in a link in the description to the review and it states which color this is. But this is mascara for the brows. Looks like this. And you just apply it. You can go actually in the opposite direction to build up some volume and then go in the direction of your hair growth to smooth everything out. I've had it, I don't even know for how long. You're only supposed to keep it for 6 months after opening. I have a sneaking suspicion that I've owned it for longer than that, but it never gave me any problems or any breakouts. I used to use Benefit Give Me Brow. That was my very first eyebrow mascara type product. And that worked really well, but ran out very quickly. And I think it was about triple the price of this one. So this one, very comparable. I really like it. I bought a different brand now to try, but this one was definitely worthy. Next, I have a couple wash-off masks. First one is Let Me Skin Honey Puree Nourishing Clay Mask. And if you follow me on Instagram, you would have seen me talk about this. This is a really nice mask. Definitely had a pronounced aroma to it that I found pleasant, but if you're not a fragrance person, maybe this isn't for you. I thought the packaging was interesting. You basically squeeze it out of here and it's a very nice, creamy, smooth clay mask. Of course, it gives an immediate appearance, a smaller appearance to pores and makes your face, skin feel so smooth and nice. So I really enjoyed this. I did find that it was a bit awkward to get the last bits out, having to squeeze. I really wanted to have one of those, those toothpaste squeezer things, but big enough for this. But I appreciate brands experimenting with different types of packaging because that's how innovation happens. Another mask is a very interesting one. It's probably the only one of its kind that I've owned, and it's Make Prem Enjoy Your Shower Wonderful Me in Shower Face Pack. It was a gel mask that you apply to clean skin in the shower and then rinse off after a few minutes, basically before you get out. Toward the very end of its life, the pump broke on mine, which is frustrating, but thankfully I was almost out of it anyway, so I just opened it and shook out the rest. But it was this amber colored, you can see still a little bit of it, this amber colored mask, and it was wonderful, especially if I were in a hurry. It left this interesting occlusive, almost like a film on the skin that was not unpleasant, But if I absolutely had no time to do the rest of my routine whatsoever, then this was almost enough just by itself, and then just sunscreen and go, or a bit of a night cream or some sort of overnight moisturizer and go to bed. Now here I have Hope Girl Jamong probably, cleansing balm in grapefruit. It was a fine cleansing balm. It's nothing special. The disappointing part about it was that it smelled nothing like grapefruit. It did have definitely a scent that I didn't love, but I probably liked this more than I would otherwise have because I used it right after the Missha Time Revolution cleansing balm, which was horrible. It was one of the biggest fails of 2020 for me. It was like slathering Vaseline on my face, and it was so awful. So by comparison, this was amazing. This is not the best cleansing balm that I've ever used, but it was fine, didn't give me any irritation, did a good job cleansing, just the scent was kind of strange. The packaging is cool, look how bright and happy it is. So I wouldn't repurchase this. I bought this with my own money. I would not repurchase it, but it was fine. I'm not mad about it. It's one of my favorite products for breakouts. It's the Rovectin Cica Care Balm. Just a beautiful, beautiful balm with calamine in it, and Dermaplus solution, something they call Dermaplus solution. Just a very good soothing moisturizer, would potentially work for mornings. I mostly used it at night. My only complaint about this is the small tube. I ran out of this fairly quickly. I would have liked to see this be double or even triple the size, just because I liked it so much I kept using it, so I would have liked it to be bigger, but that's my only complaint about it. Here's a face oil that I really enjoyed by the brand called Aromatica. This is their Lively Super Calming Blue Oil. The blue comes from azulene or azulene in the ingredients, not from any kind of additional coloring. It's a great soothing oil, especially good for irritation. You may have noticed a theme in my products, and a lot of them, I like to keep things that are soothing and calming to the skin for those times that my skin is red or irritated. It's not that often that it happens to me, but when it does, I really have to be prepared. So this was a really good oil, not oily, and for years and years I thought that oily and combination skin wouldn't benefit from skin oil. And of course, growing up in the decades that I grew up, we were almost taught to fear oil. So many products, and still even now, were marketed as being oil-free because oils are so evil. Well, oils are all different, and this one was absolutely wonderful. Also, another thing that I bought with my own money, just like many things that I have. I do get a fair amount of PR, but a lot of the things I buy, and I would happily buy this again. It was really nice, and bonus points for glass packaging. My last empty is a bit of a hot topic right now. It is sunscreen, and this one is Klairs Midday Blue UV Shield. You can see I totally opened it to get every last drop out. If you've been following anything with the Puree controversy, you will know that Klairs, even though theirs were not specifically called out, Klairs proactively pulled all of their SPF-containing products off the market and are waiting on test results. The ones that are in question seem to be the ones with the chemical filters. This one is physical only, mineral only, which is what I prefer. Now, I don't know what the test results will reveal, but my personal experience is this is an absolutely wonderful product. I am somebody who burns or even just gets pigmentation very quickly and so easily, and I've been using retinol containing products, so it's super important for me to protect my skin. I've had zero issues. This is a wonderful sunscreen, one of my favorites, not greasy, not oily. I did notice that if I reapplied a lot throughout the day, it did tend to maybe dry my skin out just a tad. It wasn't a problem at the first application or even second, but sometimes if I did a third one for the day, it did start to feel a bit dry, like around the mouth. So maybe if you're very dry, perhaps this is not for you. But for my combination skin in general, it was wonderful. I would definitely buy this. I mean, I just loved it. It's rare that I cut things open to get to the last drops, but I did with this. So I really hope that Klairs has nothing to worry about with their SPF ratings, or if they do, that they'll do the right thing and update it. We'll see how all of this plays out. But for now, just based on my user experience, it is wonderful. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope this was either useful or entertaining or both. I will see you in my next video. Until then, you can find me on Instagram at KBeautyHobbit, in my group Korean Beauty Fanatics, and on my blog KBeautyHobbit.com. I hope you're having a lovely time, and please remember to always listen to your skin. Bye now.